So, what are your favorite supplements that you take every day?
Okay, every day I take a little bit of zinc. I take B6 and manganese. I have a condition where my metabolism is kind of not working that well, and where I have I need more of this, of these nutrients. I always take omega-3. Sometimes I take a vegan omega-3 supplement. Sometimes I take a fish supplement that also has the fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A and vitamin E. For relaxation and good sleep and stuff, and my nervous system, I take magnesium. I take that in the evenings. Every day I take some iodine, and I take that from kelp, which is an algae, and I take some selenium, and you always have to take them in combination because they work synergistically, and if you start taking too much iodine without selenium, it could stress your thyroid a little bit. Like, a thyroid is an organ that's responsible for your energy and metabolism and regulating heat and cold. And so I take those every morning. And what else? Yeah, obviously vitamin D3 and K2 I take that in combination because vitamin D works better when it has the K2 with it. We are all vitamin D deficient. We're here in a really sunny environment, and people that would walk around here, like normal people that would walk around here, even still have vitamin D deficiency. Because
really, yeah?
Exactly. Crazy. Yes, that is the crazy thing, because you're not exposing your whole body every day for at least half an hour to the sun at the perfect timing where you can even produce vitamin D. Okay, so you can only produce vitamin D really well when you're obviously when you're exposed in a big way to the sun, and when the sun is at the perfect point, at the point of the day above you, because only then you can measure this you can almost measure this perfectly when you're standing and you see that your shadow is when your shadow is smaller than your body. Yeah, when you look on the ground and your shadow is smaller than your body, then it's the perfect time to produce vitamin D. When your shadow is bigger than your body, then the sun rays get to you through the atmosphere in such an angle which is not very good and not good enough to produce vitamin D. Yeah. So keep that in mind as a rule of thumb. When you think that you're producing vitamin D now, look on the ground. What does your shadow say? Is your shadow bigger than you? Yeah. Then you're not producing vitamin D. And you need your whole body to be exposed. Obviously not naked, but
you could probably.
You will not produce enough vitamin D even if your arms and your face are exposed the whole day to the perfect sun timing. That will not work. And now imagine how many people actually expose themselves so much to the sun. Only the Bademeister, like the person in that's watching people in the pool, or the Baywatch lifeguards, right? They have enough vitamin D, definitely, but for the rest is really difficult.
Really interesting. I didn't know that for years that I was vitamin D deficient. And also one phenomenon that I always saw was the winter started and it was cold and it was Christmas, like in Northern Europe and Germany where I grew up. And then in January, February, March, I would always get sick.
Yeah.
Because vitamin D was depleted, right, from the summer?
Vitamin D, and in December we all eat so much shit. We drink tons of alcohol and we eat a lot of shit. That's pretty bad for our microbiome. So, and not a lot of healthy stuff. So I think that's also one reason. And people do less workouts. The whole lifestyle is bad in December.
Interesting. Speaking of workouts, so actually this morning we did a little workout here, and you can see, looking at Paul, that he definitely is working out almost every day probably. And when we first met on Noma Cruise, we were actually going to the beach in Brazil and like doing like some paleo workout. It was really cool. And I also now make a resolution that I want to integrate more workout into my life, because you said it's linked to longevity, right?
Exactly.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's linked to longevity. Actually, the amount of muscle mass on your body is linked to longevity. If you have a lot of muscle mass, your body has a lot of deposits that it can take energy from, because when you have more muscle mass, you have more mitochondria and stronger mitochondria, and they are the fuel of your life, right? They give you that energy that you need. And like maybe you know a lot of old people that have died, or and usually those people are very, very thin and very weak before they die, and you can actually see they almost have no muscle on their body anymore. So building up muscle is a pretty good strategy for obtaining longevity. Yeah,
really,
and also
really interesting. Yeah.
Fat is pretty bad, like having too much fat on your body, and also the way how you fatten up is very interesting, because if you have people that fat up everywhere on their body, it's not as bad as those German Weizenwampe things, or like the Bierwampe things, where people have these huge, they look as if they're pregnant. And that's the worst way of getting fat, because then that means that the fat is not equally distributed on the body, and it's just distributed around the organs.
The visceral fat?
Yeah, it's around the organs, and it's on the liver, and that fat is really dangerous as it compromises the activity of your organs.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
So last thing to talk about is actually what you did before all this. You were a rapper, right?
Yeah, I was doing some rap stuff, and I still rap sometimes for fun and to promote some stuff, or I really like to have this creative part of
also with your company Ferment and so on, you do like raps about kombucha and stuff, talk about microbes dancing around in your belly and So before the interview, actually we agreed we would give you like a little sneak preview.
Okay, well, let me think, which one can I do, or I try it in a way here. And maybe you can also show the people the video, but because that's much better than me.
The video, yes. I will put a little snippet of the video into there right now.
Okay. Okay, but the people don't understand it when I rap in German now.
That's right. But it doesn't matter, right? It still sounds cool.
Matter. Okay. Okay, try.
Shall I do your beatbox?
If you want, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.